The time has come for us to be joined by not one, but two grooms of this season, both of which had very different experiences. This is a Pedestrian TV vodcast, and I'm Jules Rangiheue.
And I'm Chantel Schmidt, and we have in the room Ollie and Hugo.
Hey!
Hello. Hi. Thanks for having us.
Ollie, a fellow personality, how are you finding Sydney?
Yeah, it's a lot weirder than Perth in a way that everybody's very fast moving, it's non-stop. And Perth, I didn't even think Perth was relaxed. I thought it was hustling and bustling. And then I came here.
So you're saying Sydney is a culture shock?
Massively. Yeah, massively. And I think during the experiment, kind of dabbled in the Sydney world, but you were really more in the experiment, the Sky Suites world. Now coming to Sydney, yeah, it's really weird, but settling in.
Well, the eastern suburbs is lucky to have you.
Well, thank you.
I hear that you've moved from the Bondi studio that everyone had opinions about.
We're out of Bondi, and we moved into Darlinghurst. I don't know if I can say that.
Oh, you're not in the, well, kind of the east.
I actually sent you my address today. If you see the screenshot of the conversation,
Oh, yeah, so that's
I was
weird.
like, damn. I was like, oh no, time to go and get.
I'll send you some DoorDash later.
Please.
I've got to ask, you filmed about the rental crisis. You were before your time. Did they make you do that again to be more relevant?
No. I read somewhere that they said that they made us film it again. No, that's just what I thought. Wasn't there a housing crisis 8 months ago? Hasn't it been that way for a couple of years here?
Honestly, it feels like it's been here for years at this point, but
I think it's ramped up recently again. But if you compare it to Perth, what I'm paying here, what we're paying collectively would get us a mansion in Perth.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, Hugo, Sydney boy,
Hey,
thanks for taking the time away from the Ivy to come and join us.
thank you very much.
Are nights out ruined for you, Hugo? Do you get recognised too much? Are you scared of being cancelled?
Look, I think I've always tried to be as honest as I can. So getting cancelled, hopefully not. But nights out, I do tend to, just anytime I want to say something a little bit salacious, I'll be like, everybody phones face down. Just double checking, just making sure. But no, nights out are still all in good fun.
Well, let's talk about the dinner party.
Okay.
Because poor Hugo, before you even arrived, your name was one that kept coming up about this whole sexting scandal. Ollie, what was the energy like prior to Hugo walking in?
I just remember there was murmurs, and I always felt like I was the last to find shit out. The Adam and Claire thing, I was definitely the last to know.
You're the last person to find things out.
True.
Okay.
Sorry, before
Must be nice.
before Hugo. But but surely you heard murmurs, right? Before reunion. Come on, say it as it is, Hugo.
Look, you do hear murmurs, but it's always somebody else is just saying something completely different. So
Right.
you might have Josh being like, "Hey man, I just want to share some things with you that other people may not be talking about," and you're not 100% sure, whether it's true or not. The only time you really know what's going on is once those doors open and you walk on. I mean. The whole Evelyn thing, that was 100%. I had no idea that was going to be happening and going down, and that's why I looked like a stunned mullet for half the entire night.
I was the same, and we walked in. So you're talking about butt dial.
Yeah.
When I walked in, that was when Evelyn had just confronted you, and it was I was like, what's going on? What's happened?
Yeah, she's like, "Don't look at me with those eyes, Hugo." I'm like, Ev, that's just my face.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was inclined to think, surely Hugo doesn't care about this Taylor sexting thing.
I mean, here's the thing, that all of that stuff is it's never ideal when everybody else on the experiment has, I guess, more of a fleshed out partnership or relationship that they're kind of working towards, they build, even though what is shown off camera, on camera are two very different things. When I guess you've kind of been instructed from literally the day of the wedding, it's been communicated that, it's a big no, and you've kind of got a car that won't start. You kind of you're left with a little bit of a different energy, and I don't know, like I care what people think, and you know the last thing I want is to feel like I'm somewhere I shouldn't be because the relationship isn't sincere. So yeah, some of it's a little bit of alcohol, but some of it is a little bit of anxiety flutter as well too.
Yeah, totally. Because you and Taylor didn't even kiss, right?
I gave her a kiss on the cheek once to say hello after we'd said we'd been apart in apartments, and she flinched back and was like, "No, I told you can't do that. Don't touch."
But Ollie, you kissed her on the cheek too, right?
Yeah.
Didn't
Iconic
get that response.
Totally
areas.
cool with it. So,
Didn't get that response.
Yeah.
Well, when did this let's call it DickTime, this dick flashing on FaceTime
DickTime.
happen?
That's
When
funny.
did DickTime happen?
I heard it was in between
Yeah.
the finishing of the experiment and going back to the reunion. So there's about, I think it's about a month or so
Whoa.
of downtime. It was sometime in that point.
You really had no idea.
I honestly had no idea.
Okay.
I think, that actually makes a lot of sense with when Josh reached out to me and shared that, he doesn't think it's right that all the boys are talking about this, laughing about it, and you're out of the loop. That now actually makes sense. I actually genuinely did not know on that night. I was just, super enthusiastic, happy to be out with everyone type thing. I think, look, it's definitely not what, the husbands and wives on the experiments should be doing with each other. But one of the things that I kind of shared with a couple of people, during the time of the experiment is, we can all see that it's cooked and it's not right, but it's really hard to have a position of, I'm so outraged and I'm so hurt by that when there hasn't, it's not like Cam came in and upset a relationship. Taylor was like, that's the ick from day one. And then Cam was just her cup of tea. So, obviously, no one likes to feel like a silver medal or last place in that case. But look, it sucks that I guess they felt like they couldn't tell me about it. But also I understand, I wasn't as outraged as, they might have thought if I knew. I think it might have been they wanted to try and protect Cam from a bit of heat that night.
Was there a slight inkling? Because I would consider myself the average viewer, and as a viewer, there's clearly chemistry between Cam and Taylor, on the retreat.
Oh, yeah.
Ollie
you
has
guys
thoughts. I can see
sniffing
it on his
out?
face.
Yeah.
Ollie has
100%.
thoughts.
Ollie knew.
What? What did I know? I think.
What did I know? Yeah.
I think Taylor and Cam. Yeah, it did seem. It's just watching it back. You see it more concentrated than what it was. We were talking.
You're not going to see all of the arm grazes and stuff
Yeah.
when you're on the other side of the room on the experiment.
Yeah, or come give me a cuddle. You're not going to see that, but you can kind of. There's a vibe. There's a vibe that you could feel, but you didn't really think anything of it until I think after the reunion. Well, before the reunion, after final vows. I don't know. Something happened. Somebody shared a story.
It was Cam's on from Cheers from Hobart to Darwin, wasn't it?
It was an Instagram story.
Yeah, it
You're
was
like,
something like
what
that.
the hell are you talking
That just
about?
sounded like words put
Yeah.
together.
I know.
It
But
was an Instagram story, I think, where they tagged each other in a and people just.
I think it was like a little bit of a nod.
We had our Instagrams at that time, didn't we? Yeah,
We did.
And so and we were just like, I think people were like, what was that?
Lyndall kind of, I guess, filled me in.
Come on, surely you knew when you were getting told there for the first time.
Hey, I legitimately heard from Lyndall and Josh, yeah.
before you went in?
No, like Josh had told me, he was like, I just want to let you know there may be some kind of dick pic that went around.
Okay.
But all that happened on the, with Josh and Lyndall on the night on the couch. That was all real.
Yeah, wow.
Okay, well, on the topic of Lyndall, let's discuss the rumours. Okay. So Cam obviously went on radio last week and said, well, I think that Hugo and Lyndall have been, maybe something's going on there.
I mean, no, I can say with 100% certainty that me and Lyndall have never done anything out of bounds.
What is out of bounds?
Yeah,
I
what
mean,
does that mean?
look, me and Lyndall are mates. Like, we can call each other and chat whenever we want. We, after the experiment was over, Lyndall and me would chat because, she obviously had thoughts that she wanted to share about Cam. And, I'm a listener. So I'd just kind of, I'd share. And then, obviously it goes a little bit further because she was really upset with Taylor for what happened because it's whether or not me and Taylor's relationship never really progressed into anything. Cam and Lyndall certainly had. So the betrayal from my side, while still it shouldn't have happened. I think the betrayal from Lyndall's side, there's legitimate cause to be outraged.
Okay, so nothing going on between you and Lyndall. For all of Australia, are you single and ready to mingle?
I am single and ready to mingle, yes.
Okay, so no truth to those rumours about you and the influencer.
Oh, Carla. Oh, yeah. I've completely forgot about Carla. Carla's...
Shout out, Carla.
Shout out, Carla.
Carla's...
You're forgettable.
No. Carla's absolutely not forgettable. We love Carla.
He said that. He said he forgot Carla.
No. Shh. Let's edit around that part. If that's okay, please and thank you. No, Carla's wonderful. Carla is a close friend from Melbourne. I live up in Sydney. And yeah, at the moment I am single.
Okay, let's go back to the dinner party. Ollie, you also confirmed that Cam had made a threesome joke with Taylor.
Yeah.
Who was the other person?
I want to hear about
Dying
it.
to know.
No,
I'd love to hear.
It was Lyndall.
Oh.
It was like a threesome of them with those three.
Somehow I don't think Lyndall would be down for that.
Well, it's funny because it actually got shown at the reunion, if you remember.
Oh, yeah.
So Cam said it, and then I think he said it to Lyndall, and me in the conversation. Lyndall's cool with da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, I reckon she is. and then they showed it.
Ollie, you and Tani give me soulmate vibes. I truly think you two are soulmates and we love to see it. Have you spoken about maybe, permanent future plans?
This is some new idea question.
Tani's written this question in. She's added this one to the list.
This is new idea. This is Who magazine. This is all these. We're not really. I'll just answer it how I answer them. We're not really thinking about it at the moment. We stuffed up talking, saying a new idea because they asked us all these questions about baby names, like baby. And we're like, we're not answering that. And they're like, what baby names do you like? And I was like, I kind of like Bobby or something, like Bobby Skelton. I think that's a cool name. And then the front page, Ollie and Tani announcement. I get my nan calling me, dude. My nan.
New idea, reader.
Yeah. And the great thing, my nan only uses a landline. And she's still of the opinion that it's just the phone ringing on the hook. Bing, bing. And so I'll answer and I'll say, hey, Nan, what's up? Because she's called me from her phone to my mobile. And she go, hey, no, it's me. Every time. I don't know why I told that story I just said. But the new idea said something about us having a baby. But no, we're just chilling. We're just we're gonna go traveling, I think.
Where are you gonna go?
I don't know. No, I think we're going to the UK or something.
Okay.
And then we've moved in together. Obviously,
their apartment is really fun.
Oh yeah, he was there last night. Yeah.
You got like 3 stories.
An upgrade from the Bondi apartment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And look, the Bondi apartment is beautiful for one person. One person can have a hell of a time there.
Did you say beautiful or did you say snug and cozy?
Yeah. It's, Tani really likes it.
Yeah.
So whatever. But yeah, so we're getting used to Darlinhurst living. A bit more space is good. But that's all of our permanent plans right now.
Well, I'm sure that Mel Schilling, who likes to reference you guys as Gen X lovers, would be thrilled. I mean, we love Melinda and Leighton, but,
Thank you so much.
you guys can take the throne. So when did you actually move in together? When did this all happen?
Well, I came from Perth early Feb. So 1 week into the show filming. It's funny, right? Because people see you moving in and they'll be like, because you kind of think it's happening in real time. Even when I watch other reality shows and I know that, this happened months ago, you kind of feel like it's happening in real time. And people are like, it's way too soon for them to be moving in. But
Are people that dumb? Come on.
no, but I think, do you not kind of feel that watching it? Like, I know that it's not happening in real time, but I still feel, like I saw Leighton the other day, I'm like, and he looks completely different to what he's been looking like on the television.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're like, damn. I think my answer's associate. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now.
Okay, moving in. Now, obviously moving in can create some friction in a relationship.
Oh, yeah.
It's a real test.
Yeah.
Tell us, any arguments over Tetrising into the car? Any arguments over
How
trying
much
to
hair
get
is getting left in the
trying to
sink?
get couches
Yeah.
upstairs?
You been tipped off or something?
No. I mean, everyone's seen the pictures.
No, it's like we have disagreements about stuff all the time. But I think what we're figuring out and what we've always done is we've gone back to what you work it out, and we're always talking like end of the day debrief sort of things, where a lot of I feels, which I think is a really good way to communicate. And so we have disagreements all the time, but I think the benefit is we love talking it out, and that's always where we've come in, because we have a desire to be together and to grow our relationship, and so we got skin in the game, and we want to give it a crack, and so we realize that we got to have these conversations and sort out the disagreements. But yeah, it's always a struggle moving in, because it's like your furniture. I kind of like the grey one. No, the grey one doesn't go with that. Stop saying feng shui. You don't even know what it means.
I love the sound of Tani. I gotta ask, did the experiment really help you guys? Because you're essentially getting 6 weeks of couple therapy. Do you think that those lessons that you learned have continued on?
Yeah.
Or did it just damage you for good?
No. I actually believe, I truly believe, if they were to take the cameras away, I think Married at First Sight is a real antidote to the modern dating, because you're forced somewhat to really commit to this person, live in the house. We've got such high expectations right now in the dating world, and something small you can just be like, nah, done, don't want it. This is,
You can't leave. You can't walk away from it.
yeah, and so you've got to look past these shitty standards that you put other people on, and really get to know the person. And I think, so I actually think if the cameras weren't there, I think you'd see a lot more healthy, successful relationships from it. Because and then doing all these tasks and living in that environment, it really does. It did speed us up massively. Yeah. We dropped the L bomb after 3 months. I've never really done that. I'm a slow burn on the L bomb. So yeah, it's crazy. Did I just go on another weird
Ollie,
tangent?
No.
how many times have you dropped the L bomb in your life?
Oh, maybe 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're a baby boy.
Yeah, but it's like there's different. You know, like my high school. I said it to my high school girlfriend, right? But they're all. I feel like there's all different forms of love that you have. You know, there's that real deep connection, and then there's puppy love that you might have at the start. Yeah, I think and then you've got that long-lasting loyalty, forever love. Yeah, I think there's all different types of love, and they go into different stages and different places at different times.
This is so profound.
Is it?
Ollie.
I know.
But so you've just described all the different types of love. Which one are you in with Ollie? With Ollie? Which one are you in with Ollie?
Self-love with that one.
Which type of love are you in with Tiny?
Since moving into the townhouse together, I really feel like we are just fully cohesive, a unit. And I don't know what sort of love that is, but a bit like simpatico. Is that right?
Oh,
sort of
no.
vibes.
You've lost me.
You ever see that episode of How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But I know what you're talking about, but I'm just gonna put you back on track real quick.
Yeah.
I reckon you guys give me like ultimate girl next door and guy next door, like girlfriend vibes. Like everything that, you know, I've kind of seen from you both on the experiment and off really does feel like the most genuine relationship that I have seen.
That's very sweet, Hugo. Thank you.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to be sweet. I'm just
I'm saying they're sweet. I'm saying thank you.
You know, like you guys, you moved over here as quick as you could after the experiment. I know there have been other people who have said, you know, they're trying to move to Sydney and it's taken a while, but you, like, you know, when you see something, you go after it, you want it. You live in Bondi, you guys then move to a place where you can have as much space together. And every single thing that you talk about, that you share with other people, it's genuine. It's genuine love. It's a genuine relationship where if you were to take away the MAFS experiment, anyone, you know, who goes past you on the street would just think that's just a guy and a girl just happy in love. And that, I reckon, there's authenticity in that. Absolutely.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, it's we're just working every day on us. I think the whole time we never tried to buy into the smoke, and that is, you know, you'd go to the dinner parties, people are like, you guys are going great. It's like, well, we're actually, it's not all smooth sailing. And then we'd see Duncan and Alyssa, and they were going so well at the start, and you can sort of, you go, ooh, should we be at the place that they're at? And if you compare yourself, you're stuffed. So I think we tried really hard early on to just be, we're going to run our own race here. We don't know how fast that's going to be, but we're just going to enjoy each other's company, enjoy the process of this thing. I actually said to Tans at the start, I said, look, because I'd never seen the show before. And I said to Tans, I was like, look, the odds are against us. Statistically, this is not going to work. But let's just enjoy the hell out of it. Like, we've only got 3 months to, like, it's fleeting. Like, it's gonna end. And what I think that did was it ridded the pressure of the experiment. You guys together fall in love. It took that away. We were just like, this is the odds are this will end in 3 months, and it didn't. It's been 8.
So there we go. Don't compare.
Yeah.
Don't get taken down by the pressure.
Yeah.
Communicate.
Yeah.
And you good.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, love that for you.
You always say that.
I know, it's
If
like
in
my
doubt,
go-to.
You can always channel John.
Yeah, Johnny boy.
What
Oh
would
yeah,
John
like this.
do?
Should I do
Yeah.
this next time?
Yeah.
Finger on the forehead.
Yeah, he's a
Ollie,
beautiful man.
I want to swoop in here because I want to burst this love bubble for 2 seconds.
Oh, damn.
Because you guys being so loved up, which we do love to see, kind of took you away from most of the drama. Were you two involved in more scandals that we didn't get to see? Like, did you have more involvement, or were you guys completely like, these people crazy?
Wait, what do you mean by involvement?
Yeah, that's
Like,
a good question.
You're kind of never the centre, never egging anyone on. You guys were just kind of to yourselves. at the
Oh, I
dinner
disagree.
party.
I reckon Ollie's a bit of an egger.
Well, you did pipe up last night
Right.
when about the threesome, but that was kind of the only time I felt anyway.
Right.
You really kind of felt strongly about any of these fights.
I remember at the start, the first episode, and Jesse and Claire were arguing about how loud Claire was being at the airport, and I'm thinking, what the hell? Why are we talking about this at a dinner party? And then I remember looking around and seeing people's faces going, and I thought, what have I gotten myself
100%.
into, dude? I was like, what?
That was me when I walked in, and Janelle just starts giving her speech about Adam, just, holding court, and she needed to say, I just need to say a few words, and I'm just there going, do people really talk like this?
Yeah.
Or maybe I just don't go to enough dinner parties.
Yeah. And then, but eventually you start, these people are all you talk about. They are your life.
Yeah.
And like six weeks in, I'm like, how dare freaking Jesse tell Claire, how dare Claire be loud at the airport?
Yeah.
You get stuck in.
You're a product of your environment, right?
Yeah. But I always found a lot of the arguments really funny. There's this great thing that I talked to Harry about in the last dinner party before the final vows. Bronte and Harrison are just arguing. I'm right across the table from him and I'm laughing. And Harry goes, "What's so funny, Ollie?" And I was like, "It's pretty funny." And then he goes, "Yeah, it's pretty funny."
Wow, you do his voice really well. I felt like he was in the room with us right now for a second.
You're a
Yeah.
voiceover dude.
Well,
right?
Yeah.
I'm not an impression. People think I'm doing these impressions.
Where
Like,
would they have gotten that idea, Ollie?
I mean, yeah, I've got a Leighton one that I used to do. And imitation is the best form of flattery. I love you, Leighton. But he gets when he interjects, he goes, now Harrison, I'm going to say that's a little bit disrespectful. Now, Mel, no.
Chills.
It's
Chills.
perfect.
It's like he's here in the room. with
He's
us.
here.
But on the record, I love Leighton. Leighton. I mean, what a man.
Can you do an Evelyn one?
Yes. Rupert. Love Evelyn too. Love you. There's this one time on the couch where she was talking about being courted. I would like Rupert to court me. I don't know. That's bad.
I thought you were going to do when she actually confronted Hugo and she was like, "Cut the shit, Hugo." Or, maybe it was Dan. I can't keep up.
He called her. "I see you next Tuesday." I don't know. It's like very kind of proper, isn't it?
Yeah.
She's very articulate, I think. Speaking about the butt dial,
Oh, yeah.
let's talk about the tapes of you that get aired at the commitment ceremony,
That was cool, dude.
where you basically, you've been called out for calling your wife something. So from where I was standing as an audience member who doesn't know you, I was like, okay, he's trying to shift the focus onto Dan here. And then this is played back,
Yeah.
which was a surprise to you, right?
Yes. I didn't actually think we would be talking about this tonight.
Tonight?
Today, sorry.
It does feel like night.
It does.
I
The
can
room's
understand.
dark.
I
It's
can
shut.
understand.
So you have to understand that final couch time it's like a dusk till dawn episode where I think, what do we do? Like we get there at about 8 o'clock and then we're there till about 7 a.m. or something.
We were on the couch, Tani and I, 5:15 a.m.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah, it's very rough. But we're just sitting there. We're watching all the OGs, as we intruders call you guys. We're watching all you guys, get like a little bit of a little bit of a blurb, like the truncated version of your time on the experiment to catch all of us up. And I think Sandy and Dan might have been like the last people to come on at the night.
No, Tani and I we were last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It all blurs together.
Yeah,
Sorry, man.
that's all right.
And I'm just there like completely, I don't know where I was. Like my mind was just thinking about something else. And before I realized what's going on, Sandy and Dan are arguing yet again. And Sandy's gone, no, I know it's true because, I've heard. And Dan's like, who have you heard from? And Sandy just throws the mic to me and she's like, boom, Hugo, in person. And I had no idea this was coming because this is something that me, Claire and Sandy had caught up in Melbourne. We just stumbled into each other randomly, actually. And we were all just, catching up. We had a bit of a chat about, what kind of happened on that boys' night. And, I kind of shared what I kind of remember hearing. I was like, of course, this is Vault, don't tell anyone about this. Of course, Mum, of course, Mum's the word. I'm not going to tell anyone about this at all. And I'm like, say no more. That's fine. Just said it. And then completely, as I do with most things, I completely forgot that I'd said it, carried on living my life, good deed done. And then boom, everyone's just, all eyes are on me. And I'm like, I wasn't aware that this was going to come up. I panicked and completely just, kind of shared that, hey, we were, we all caught up in Melbourne. We were commiserating about the hands that we got dealt. What I kind of shared just came out. Now I was, once I'd said that, I was like, yeah, cool. All right, let's get the focus off me, please. I had no idea that straight away they were going to cut to a Voxy that I had done like 3.5 weeks earlier, 4 weeks earlier, whenever it was. I was off my mark because you know how they give you like the little X's that you stand on. I foolishly believed that they'll only film me if I'm standing on the X. So I was like, I was like a little bit too panicky. I was like, I don't want to be talking shit about anyone. So I tried to stand on the other side of the room. And I was like, don't make me say it. I don't want to be here. Like, Evelyn surprised me, all this stuff. And then I was like, obviously Dan, said some stuff as well about Sandy. So when they pulled to that, I was just, I was like, holy crap. And the first thing that went through my head was, imagine if I just hadn't told the truth.
Dude, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because it goes me saying, yeah, I heard that shit. And then it goes Duncan saying, he said that. And then it goes to Hugo.
With the
Hugo's
big
like, oh man, I don't want to say it, man. That was so funny, man.
You looked hungover that morning. I remember that. You've reminded
me. Yeah. I was very hungover. But you know what's funny? Actually, I wasn't hungover because it was the second. It was the
now
day.
He's lying.
It was the day after.
What was that? Can you pick a lane?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
right.
sorry.
Like,
I know. I'm flip flopper. But yeah, I thought it was happening it happened on the Saturday night, and then we filmed on the Monday. But you forget. I was like, it was just another day.
Oh my God. Well, Hugo, you've got the cameras here, you've got microphones. Is there anything you need to tell Australia about the butt dial or about your confession?
So, still to this day, about the butt dial, I have always had my doubts, but I called Evie a couple of weeks ago and I was like, tell me true, did the butt dial happen? And 100% she says, no, it did happen. Roops was, just a little bit drunk, and well, he actually was super drunk. I think I've got a photo of him walking around the Opera House with like a life preserver on.
Yes, we were
something.
tanked.
You've got a photo?
Yeah, I've got that photo.
Can we show?
Maybe I'll share. Yeah.
Can we show the audience? This is filmed, right?
I got one too.
I'm gonna have to scroll through.
I think it's worth it.
So here is Roops. Ollie, I think you're in that one too.
Yeah.
Rupee found a life preserver, a life ring. What do you call it? That was us leaving and heading to some other bar.
The Ivy.
Great fun. So this, like, when I see, Roops with the life ring, that makes me think, oh yeah, like he was drunk enough to do the butt dial, like without a doubt. But I mean, because I was pretty drunk that night too, and I genuinely don't remember calling Taylor the C-bomb. But as I've always said, you know, like, I forget a lot of things sometimes. And if I did, then I 100% own it. To all of Australia, don't call your partner's C-bomb. It's not on, even if you are just venting to the boys. But I think I definitely called Taylor a bitch a couple of times that night. But, you know, that's within limits.
Have we learnt since then not to call women bitches?
I think just, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Perfect.
All right,
Amen.
you live, you learn.
Now, Ollie, as a fan of this show,
Yes.
I'm sure this is about to be your favourite segment. We're going to do Fuck, Marry, Leave. And yes, you have to answer, and it's about the brides of this season.
Can I just
Tani, pay
Tani.
attention.
No.
Tani, pay attention.
You're going to leave, Tani? Horrible.
I don't know.
Tani's not allowed to be one of your answers, by the way.
Bollocks. Okay, I'm gonna marry Tani,
And we'll end it there. We'll end it there.
and then I'm gonna do who I'm closest friends with. So I'm gonna be intimate with Janelle. Oh, this is just the worst.
Who are you going to leave?
Oh yeah, I know that's the part that I gotta say. And then I'm gonna leave. Who am I gonna leave? Melissa, just because I put her last on the thing, and yeah. So I'm just gonna go true to form on that.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh, that was
You're
hard.
up, boy. Hugo?
Hugo, fuck, marry, leave.
Okay. Well, let's say, just get the safe one out of the way. Let's say we're going to leave Taylor. I think, you know, that's...
Been there, done that, haven't you?
I think you know, let's agree with the Daily Mail, and let's agree with the rest of Australia, and say that we wanna get with Australia's the hottest bride that's ever been on MAFS. You know, so we'll say Evelyn.
Hey.
We'll say
Okay.
Evelyn. We love Evie. She's a legend. And then marry is, of course, it would be Lyndall.
You are fueling the rumours. You are fueling the rumours. Why would you want to marry Lyndall? I thought she was just a friend.
No.
One of your many friends that are girls.
Okay. No, I think personality-wise, I
love how you're answering this like so diplomatic. Now.
We're all giggling. No, I think Lyndall is quite an empathetic person, and I would like to think I am as well. And I think the way that we kind of chat, hang out, approach life's problems, we're very similar, and we just get on pretty well. So look, that's gone to my head. That's answering the questions.
Great. Great answer.
All right. On that note, I think we should wrap up. Thank you so
We've
much
loved
for
having
coming
you.
on. We've,
you.
obviously wanted to get you on all season, so it's been great to wrap it up with not one but two grooms.
Yeah.
Out with a bang. Thank you, boys.
Just for the record, they wouldn't have me on by myself. They said I had to bring someone else, and Hugo was number one on that list.
No, just lives up the road.
I think if we've learned anything from this episode is that Ollie changes lanes and lies a bit. So
Take
that with a grain of salt. But thank you.
Consistency is king, Ollie.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming on.
I just want to say, I thought that your guys' little operation here, kick ass. I loved listening to the show. I loved watching the show. And I think what was cool is that there's obviously a lot of theatre, it's all very dramatized and people can kind of buy into that. But I feel like you guys were always kind of questioning what is the real story. And additionally, you kind of brought the real world application into it and like, what is this similar to? So I thought that was really cool. So thank you guys.
Oh,
Can
we
we
just
just
get that on record?
Yeah.
Get that recorded?
Channel
No,
9, Season 2.
All right, that's another episode of We've Done the MAFS. But obviously the drama never ends. So please check in on Pedestrian TV for all the goss. Bye.
Bye.